click the record button, and then say, yo, what up? How's it going, man?
It's going good. How about you?
I'm well. I'm swell. I'm splendid. I'm rad.
Sure.
Bad. I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. Anywho, we have Eraserhead 1. Hit me with it. You said that this switch Tetsu Void to Eraser Void, as said in previous deck dog, need tuning due to limited cards and time. Okay. When is the event happening? So that I know.
26th. So I think that's this Sunday.
This Sunday. Okay. All right. Glad we got it in. So hit me with the pitch as I go and I look for stuff.
So one issue is I don't have Rising Engine Kick, which I wish I did because that seems like a really cool card and I need it. I am missing one rebound from the previous deck doc that we did. And I have too many foundations since I'm missing 4 attacks.
Okay.
At least that's how it felt for me. Because I was battling a friend and I drew for a 7-hander, I drew 6 foundations, and that was kind of annoying. So
yeah. Let me just see if I can do something about the attack lineup. How much of set 4 do you have? Do you have all the commons and uncommons?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We love to hear it. We're looking, we're moving, we're grooving, we're schmoving. Mental Legacy Punch is so cool. It's so cool. Okay. All right. So I got some attacks that we get to talk about as like possible fixes, right? So,
Okay.
first one, Gecko Stomp, not a bad card. 5 low for 6. If it's completely blocked, you build one. Feels good, feels great, feels fine. You already have the Reciprocal Burst and the Acceleration Kick as your high block zones, and Jetstream Crash. So I don't think that you necessarily need this card, but it's an option to get you back up to that 20 attack range, right?
Okay.
Engine Boost. Engine Boost says it Eraserhead combined with a singular easily excited or a fusion says that you just get to slam a free momentum, which, is good. That feels great. That feels very good, especially when you need to go find bonus like Reciprocal Burst or whatnot. Binding Kick, always a great choice. Always super, super rad. It's just if it deals damage, draw a card. It's a 6 low for 4. It's a 2 low block. I think it's a great card, right? Good poke. And then lastly is just Flying Thruster Kick. This card is a card that I'm not a huge fan of in anybody except for Eraserhead. And I think that the Eraserheads have gone away from playing this card, but this is a 4 diff 6 high for 6. If this deck gets 2 damage, only playable if it's received a speed bonus, he gives it the speed bonus, right? And so there is your replacement for the Rebound sidekick, right? I think Rebound is a quote-unquote better card, truthfully. It can snap your momentum. It's a flash. It's bonus damage on the next one or minus damage to keep you alive. But this card certainly does put in work doing cool Eraserhead stuff. They have to deal with a 6 high for 6.
Okay. And then just a quick question with Rebound. So for the enhancements, when it says add this card to your card pool, that's not me playing it, right?
Correct. You
That's
just pick it
me
up
putting
and
it up
place it there. You go.
Okay.
Boop.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is there So with reciprocal burst, if I'm honest, for the times I played this deck, I never used it once. I only used it to sacrifice for high engine kick.
Sure.
Do I like need it?
Do I?
Do you think
Well,
it's important?
so I personally like Reciprocal Burst. I've got plenty of colleagues that think that you should just play 3, if not 4x Reciprocal Acceleration Kick, and they do the job as well. I think that Reciprocal Acceleration Kick is a beautiful string card where I go play a move, play a move, play a move, and then do the thing, and then play a move, play a move, play a move, and then continue. If I have 6 momentum and I draw 6 foundations and a Reciprocal Burst, I might kill you. Right? So like this is a card that like with very little input does the thing that it wants to do. If I have a singular momentum with Reciprocal Burst as a Racerhead, right? I Reciprocal Burst, I stun them 1, it's now a 4 low for 5. I discard, it's now a 6 low for 5. I discard my 1 momentum, it's now a 6 low for 9 on a 5 diff that I didn't do anything for. 5 diff, 6 low for 9 feels very good. Very good. And that is if they didn't put any enhances abilities on it. 5 diff, 6 low for 9, spending 1 momentum is better than what you get off a Reciprocal Acceleration Kick by itself. Make sense?
Okay.
Do you need it? No. And if you're not utilizing the card, like if you're not playing the card, get rid of it. Right? Like there's too many cool options of things that you are allowed to do in this game for you to be like, this card's Reciprocal Burst's job is to be discarded to high engine kick. Well, that could be anything. If you don't like Reciprocal Burst, then get rid of it.
Okay. And then my other issue was I'm just worried about cards that reduce my damage. I have Web of Blades, but what if that's not enough? And I know Endeavor has that lose 2 health, lose 4 damage, and all these attacks are like 4 damage.
Yeah.
So that's just one thing I'm also worried about. I can get a lot of speed, but I can like do no damage. It doesn't really like do anything. I have a race, but
you're a racer.
I'm not there. Okay.
If you're nervous about Endeavor, just look at him, man.
Okay. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but
I think that like with how open, vast, and wide this game is, it's very easy to play the in Omaha in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, we called it the AB game. We named it after the first and last name of a person that I'm not going to say on stream because that's lame. And anytime that you would ever talk about card games with him, we'd play the AB game. Well, what if they had this? But then they would have this. Well, then the answer that we have in our deck is like is a race. But what if they had Showdown? Okay, well, I mean, from there, I guess the thing that we would have to do is we'd save our manly friendships to do it. Well, they'll have and there would just be this constant back and forth of what's the answer. You'll get like that inside of this game of like, if they have this, I have this. If they have this, I have this. And that is a totally fine game to be playing inside the game. But in deck construction, I think it's like, okay, what is the singular problem that I have? Endeavor is taxing my attacks too hard. Okay? I need to make sure versus Endeavor I save erases. That's a game plan. Okay? I have an issue with, I'll use the example of your deck, right? Sense of Justice on my 3rd move is putting too little speed on my moves. Okay? The easiest answer is your first enhance is just play Erase to stop that ability, right? The other option is let's go play Nullify, right? Nullify just says cancel a thing that my opponent does, right? This is minus speed, okay? Is it okay that I give +2 speed to every move, right? Am I calculating that as an idea, as a concept? Maybe if that's the case, if Sense of Justice, using the example, is the thing that's bugging us, Reciprocal Burst now goes up in stock, right? Because Reciprocal Burst says after they commit a foundation it gets +1 speed. If they give it -3 speed, they commit the card, give it the +1 speed. I Eraserhead, I give it the 2. They committed their card for no reason. I'm back to where I was. And now stun 1. Okay, now I'm ahead, right? So like, I think as long as you are Why is Binding Kick in my deck? What's the instances? Why is Calling for Backup in my deck? What are the instances I want to play it? Why is Manly Friendship in my deck? And you do this for every card, and you think about, what do they do? What do I do? I think that you'll find that, like, especially because your name is Eraserhead, you have an answer to all but every problem in the game.
Okay. And then for the card Erase, okay?
Yeah.
So using Eraserhead's enhancement, if I discard Erase, do I just draw it right away again?
Yeah, it's really lame.
Okay. I
Yeah.
just wasn't sure if that was fair or not, so okay.
That is
been doing
legally
that.
how it works.
Okay.
Is it fair is another question that I could spend another 30 minutes on, I think. It is a legal interaction of, as soon as you have a singular erase, you're allowed to have it for the rest of this turn and on my turn. You have +2 speed or -2 speed to every single attack in the game, as long as you have this silly blue card in your hand. Correct. That is
Awesome.
how the card works.
Good to know. Okay. But I don't know. Maybe I will have to try Reciprocal Burst.
It's a mentality thing, right? Like there's
Yeah.
plenty of amazing cards that, like, to the point where, you ready? I don't like Midnight. I don't think that card is very good. The character card Midnight. I have been systematically proven wrong by Kevin Broberg, because he has won the most money that anybody has won in the entire world playing the Universe's card game. He's single-handedly, with Midnight, won more money than I have made in a year of streaming. He just has. I don't like Midnight. Guess who's not going to play Midnight at the next major? Me. If you don't like Reciprocal Burst, take it out. Take it out and play something that you do like. Play something that will actually have value to you, you know?
Okay.
Damaz fan, I'm going to click your head. You be careful. So let's get to the actual deck doctor, okay? Now that, as chat put it, Coach Tam is done. 65 cards in your deck. You say that you're not drawing enough attack cards. Do you want this number to be slimmer?
Yes.
Okay. So what that means is we're going to limit our options of the cool things that we get to do here in order to try and find more consistent, I don't want to say pockets, because that's a weird way to put it, but consistent hands, right? And that starts with the way that we kill people. What do you want this number to look like attack-wise?
I don't know. Just throw me something.
Okay. Let's go with 19 attacks in a 60-card deck. That is a little under book. And then in the next week, if you feel like you still are not drawing the hands that you want to, bump it up to a 20 attacks in a 61-card deck. If you still feel like you're not drawing enough aggro hands, you could bump it up to a 21 in 62. Fair?
Okay.
But at that point, you should be killing everybody on turn 4 minimum because of how hot your hands are drawing, because of how ratios work.
Okay.
So, let's take and toss in some cards. I think the number one thing that we're going to do, nice and easy, is first off, let's look at our block zones. We've got a lot of highs. Let's just cut the burst, man. Let's just get rid of it. If we're not feeling it, we're not feeling it. Thoughts?
No, yeah, that's it. That's good.
Get rid of it. From here, Binding Kick, I'm going to toss in at a 4 of, because it says draw a card, and I want to try and kill them. And I get to play one more. We can either try... I kind of want to try Engine Boost. I think playing a 1x of the Flying Thruster Kick is like a little weird. If you'd be down to cut the Rebound Sidekick, and realize that the Wombo combo of Reciprocal Acceleration Kick is a little weaker, we could just like cut the Rebound Sidekick and play Flying Thruster Kick. Reciprocal Extend into Flying Thruster Kick is one of the scariest things that you can do to a man. Reciprocal Extend is a 4 diff 6 mid for 4, and then your Flying Thruster Kick is an 8 high for 8. Yeah. So let's do that. We'll do that, and we'll kick the rebound kick out. This puts us at 19. And now the easiest way to try and kill a man harder is if you feel like you need more attacks, put in more flying thruster kicks. This attack's entire job is just to kill you. It just wants to kill you. With me?
Okay. Yep.
All right. So from here, I've got 6 cards that I got to cut, and they need to be from mids. Holy cannoli, we got 1,000 mids. Look at all these mids. All right. How have you felt about Small and Limber?
I've always kind of prioritized it, but I'm not sure. I like it just because of the +1 damage.
You are no longer Tetsu Tetsu, and that's where this list originally came from. And Tetsu Tetsu got to re-ready these cards kind of willy-nilly on defense. You do not get to do that.
Yeah.
I think that this is a stellar spot to pull this card out.
Okay.
And just like make the deck a little more solid, right? Let's go back to our block zones. We've got 2 more cards to cut. I think that we easily could be cutting things like Manly Friendship because the -1 speed and -1 damage don't matter. In the grand scheme of things, the point of this was you would Tetsu Tetsu, put it down to 1, and then make it deal 0. That is not the case in this deck. You're going to be blocking everything. That's your goal.
Okay. I agree. That card did feel a little awkward when I was using Eraserhead with it, so.
Okay, we're at 59. I'm liking it. Dissolving feels great in this deck. I love Sense of Justice. I think Sense of Justice is like a messed up card, but it probably should now split its focus with Spooky.
Okay.
Being able to give their move -2 speed, them give any amount of damage, you Heroic Lineage for -3 more speed, and then Spooky them so that their -1 speed move now does 0 damage is incredible in your 7 hand size character. The fact that this guy gets to, or even, right, they've got the world's fastest move and you're at 1, right? You could Spooky swap and then discard for the minus speed, right, in order to just block the move. Right? Like you want to be making blocks happen, and so Spooky is incredible inside of your character.
So when you lower a stat below 0, it actually becomes negative?
Every number in the game can go negative, except for your health. As soon as a character's health reaches 0, the game is over.
Okay.
Yeah, you could have a -6,543 for 5, and that is a legal move that they have to attempt to block.
Okay.
Which is why cards like Web of Blades is so good, because like if your thing is at -2, or if your move's damage is at -1, you could just respond and put it back to 1, right? Because it would go to 0, then 1 because it's +2. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me go look for some more cards that make more sense in a eraser deck. I love Decoy Duplicate. I think that card's very cool. Do you have any of the cat DLC?
I just bought some over the weekend, so yes.
Okay. I'm not sure we're going to put any in there, but we're going to talk about a card at least.
Okay.
We're not playing that card. I see. We're not playing this card. I see. This really was the Tetsu deck, huh? Okay. All right, so let's talk about some things. We got to get some more mids out of this deck. Block zones. Man. So I think things like resistance have to leave, strictly because of who our character is and the ability to go pick up a 1 mid block with breaker. The mid blocks that we have on our foundations and the mid blocks that we have on our attacks become less valuable because like these are just like forever mid blocks that we want to have, and so we want to have more. We want to have more highs and lows primarily because like we can panic pick up a mid if we need it. Make sense?
Yeah.
And so the first card that I want to talk about is Adorable Telepath. This card says enhance, add this card to your hand, period. That is while it's in your stage. This attack gets +1 or -1 speed. And then response, after you play this card, your next attack this turn gets +1 or -1 damage. I don't really care about the response. What I care about is this card is in my stage and is either a 3 high block or a 1 mid block. Catch my drift?
How would it become a 1 mid block?
Because we use our character card to discard it to go pick up a race.
Okay.
So if I have cards in my hand that I don't want to block with, and I've got Adorable Teleport in my stage, I can lift it to my hand, give their move -1 speed, then discard the Adorable Telepath with Erase for -2 speed, go pick up the Erase, and now block with Erase.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a 1/5, 3 high block. It's a cool option. The next crazy high block that we have is Mediator, and this card 9 times out of 10 in Erase decks are 4 of. They just play 4 of this card. Destroy -3 speed. If you've played an action card, blocking with it counts as playing an action card. You draw a card. And so you keep your hand size up, you say that their move doesn't hit you, and you continue. Also, incredible with Spooky. I'll discard for -2 to their block. I'll discard, I'll destroy for -3 speed. I'll Spooky, their move doesn't work.
Love it.
Okay.
Yep.
Last one is Night Watch. I want to put this card in your deck at least a 1 of, because it says the C word on it. Cancel.
Okay.
You have actions in your discard pile, and you are allowed to imagine your opponent decides to play their own Recipro Acceleration Kick. They attempt to play this Enhance, and you say no. You don't get to play that Enhance. What happens to their turn? It's over. They don't get to play the game anymore. They don't get to clear for the EX, and so their move is super slow. Their card pool is still clogged, and all you did was remove this and remove one of the 4 erases in your discard pile.
So would that cancel effects happen for the rest of the game, or is it just that turn?
So it cancels on this attack, right? On the attack that's being played, or the foundation being played, or whatever. It can't cancel character cards is the big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it just says that like that one move, that one ability fizzles. So like, and you can't replay and enhance that you've already attempted to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my last one is just Fruits of Our Labors. This card's got insane deadlock threats, as well as it says enhance rival's turn. You remove this foundation to discard 2 cards from your card pool. You can discard erases that you've blocked with from your card pool. Go discard a card, pick back up your erase.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
All right, so I'm going to do some just schmoving in your deck. The room is going to be a little tight because we're going to try and keep it to 60. Just so you know, primarily, Eraserhead wants to play a bigger, more defensive game. And I've seen, I think, Barrett Bryant, who won nationals with Tokoyami. I think his Void Kick Eraser head is currently sitting at like 71, 72 cards or something like that. And I think he's playing the same number of 19 attacks. He just wants to build a Schmillion and be like, I'll kill you eventually. I'll get there when I get there. But that is not the way that you want to play the game, and that is totally valid. That's totally chill. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this Heroic Lineage and we're gonna toss it up to a 3. I'm gonna take Manly Passionate Eye and I'm gonna bring it down to a 1. I'm gonna take Web of Blades and I'm gonna get rid of it. I don't think it's allowed to be in the deck because Night Watch is just a better card for what Eraserhead's trying to do. Okay. From here, we have to cut Resistance. It's a mid block. We just got to get rid of it. I also want to cut First Impressions. How do you feel about this card?
Should be fine. I would always forget to use it if I'm honest.
Okay. If you're not using it effectively, then and it's a blank card, then it's a blank card.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put in 2 Mediators. We're gonna put in 2 Fruits of Our Labors, and we're gonna see what this has done. This is at 59. I get 1 more card. I need a low block, so it's probably gonna be a 3rd Fruits. Block Zone. Fruits. Yeah, it's actually it should probably just be another Manly. Here's a hard question for you. How many Heroic Lineages do you own?
Only 2.
Only 2? Okay, we'll put it back down to a 2 of. And we'll go see if we can find something else. It might just be more Manlies. We could do this and then see what happens. That's 60. 18, 27, 15. With the inclusion of tape and erase, I think that you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the deck?
I don't know, man. I'm excited. It looks good. The new cards are cool. It makes a lot more sense than some of the other stuff I had. So.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I could help. That makes me feel good. Yeah. All right, buddy. We'll stay on the line long enough for me to shoot you the list, and you have a good one. Good luck in your event.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Peace.
Bye.